What's good, guys? Big Plays here, and welcome to some Killzone Shadowfall gameplay. This is a first-person shooter, and if you've seen the title or the thumbnail, you're like, what? Killzone 5? What happened to Killzone 4? Well, Killzone Shadowfall is actually Killzone 4, except it hasn't got the number in the title. So I named this video Killzone 5. And the reason I've called it that is because I wanted to share some of my thoughts and opinions of what Guerrilla games can do to improve the current game, which is Killzone Shadowfall. So I've got some multiplayer gameplay on the screen, and I really love this game when it first came out on the PlayStation 4. That was around 2 years ago. Such a great first-person shooter. I mean, the graphics, the gameplay, the balancing, everything is top notch. Back then it was anyway. And the community is really good as well. You don't get trash talkers on the mic or anything like that. The abilities you have in the game, you can see me using some abilities right now. You have the fast sprint, then you can have the shield, and depending on which class you have, you actually have different abilities. So it's really cool. It's kind of a spin on more shooters nowadays. In the Killzone theme though, and there's actually 4 classes you can pick from. So you have something like the support, snipers, I think there's an engineer, I'm not sure, but there's 4 base weapons. You have your shotguns, your assault rifles, snipers, and light machine guns. So that's the 4 main weapons, and every class has different guns. So if I were to pick the sniper, I think, which is recon, then I will have access to 2 or 3 snipers and maybe 1 assault rifle. So you have different weapons for different classes, and then if I were to pick a different class, something like assault, then I might have access to 3 assault rifles, or 2, because the main class for this is assault rifles, hence the name, and maybe 1 shotgun or something like that. So it differs. And my thoughts after playing Killzone Shadowfall, I haven't played it for 2 years straight. I play a lot of games. This is not good enough for me to play for 2 years straight. I haven't played any game for 2 years straight. There hasn't been a single shooting, racing, or whatever game that I've actually played for 2 years without not being interested. Eventually you get bored of the game a little bit and you have to switch it up. So I played the heck out of this game for a month. If you look at my stats, I've actually done 400 challenges out of 2,000. That's quite a lot. I know it doesn't seem, it's not even half of 2,000, but that's like 400 objectives. That's crazy. It took me like a month. So it's a great game. It's just awesome. It's very fun to play, and I bet if you're in a party, it's even more fun to play. So all the abilities and everything. So here are a couple of things I think they could do to improve. Right now, in 2015, the game is pretty much dead. I think there's like 1,000 players online. There's not many people playing it anymore, which kind of sucks. But it's not Killzone 3, it's not Killzone 2. Those games were just dope. You cannot beat them. I mean, this is a really good game. It's just not on that level. So the weapons are perfect, but I think more classes need to be added. Like I said, you have your 4 type of characters that you play as, your classes. But I think more type of characters should be added. So maybe, I don't know, some sort of marksman rifles or something for really long range, but they aren't snipers. So that could be a 5th class. I know they did have a DLC for it, which was another class, but I don't think I've got that. One thing I love about the developers, they're always releasing free content. There's like 5 or 6 maps right now that you can download for free. It's crazy. These guys love their fans. Always free content. And if you don't have a PlayStation, you're actually watching this video, I know it's exclusive to PS4. You can just see by the gameplay, such an awesome game. So yeah, more classes need to be added, definitely. I think that would be great. Different kind of weapon types. The balancing in this game is pretty much perfect. There's no OP weapons or anything like that, but more weapons would be nice. Variety is always nice, as long as it's not too much. Another thing I think that it would benefit from is new map layouts. The maps are all different and unique in the aesthetics, but they all kind of have the same layout, like 3 or 4 path routes. The main pass, then you get to a point, there's always spawn points, and then you gotta come, you meet in the middle, and it's a big fight, you die, and you do it all over again. That's basically how it plays. So new map layouts would be good, something to differ from the same 3 or 4 main path layout. Changes the gameplay up a bit. It's not just all a cluster in the middle. I know quite a few games have those problems where the maps just aren't designed that well. I mean, these maps are really well designed, but I think they just need to be altered a little bit in Killzone 5. And just in case you're wondering, Killzone 5 hasn't even been confirmed. Well, technically it has, because in an interview they actually said, Guerrilla Games actually said that whilst we're working on Horizon, which is the game they're developing right now for PS4, we won't be forgetting Killzone. They said that in an interview. So Killzone 5 is definitely going to be dropping. We don't know which year, but these are the improvements that I think they should make. Now, another thing I think they should do is make it more fast-paced. It's pretty slow, like the running animations, the movement. I mean, you don't want it to be too hectic. You don't want it to be like crazy. I don't want it to be like that. It's more of a laid-back shooter, but I would like to see a little more pacing. It's like sometimes the gameplay can get really slow, and because everybody clusters in the middle because of the way the spawns are set up, the spawns need to change so you can get into the gameplay faster. And the last thing I think they need to change and update is the graphics. Now, I know you're seeing the graphics right now and you're like, whoa, 1080p, 60 FPS? What can you do? Well, I think the resolution is fine, 1080p, but on multiplayer, it kind of dips from 50 to 60 FPS, and you might notice it in the video. It's not a constant 60, and most games do dip a bit, but it's only by like 3 or 5 FPS. This dips by like 10, so you can notice a difference. So they could probably update that for Killzone 5. They've got plenty of time, and that's my main improvements that I think they should make for Killzone 5. And in terms of the campaign, I love the story for this, guys. The story is just crazy, but like I said in my first video I uploaded, I'm a multiplayer guy. That's what I do, unless the story is really good, like The Last of Us. I love that game. Best game for me that I've ever played. So yeah, that's my thoughts and improvements on Killzone Shadowfall that they should make for Killzone 5. I think it'd greatly benefit from that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in another video.